Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Scorpio. If Scorpio is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. And so this is a bonus reading for Scorpio. And our card tonight is the Nine of Cups. And this is a card from Tarot of the Abyss. And let's see what these tea leaves have to say tonight. And so if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit the little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. It is free to subscribe. And we actually just hit 35K subscribers. So thank you to each and every one of you. This channel would be nothing without you. I mean, really, you are the most important part of it. And so I thank you, I thank you, I thank you. Okay, so we have this, I mean, obviously, it's a blackbird, it's a crow, it's a raven, it's something like this. You can see the head and the beak right here. We have a little piece of food, it looks like. We have the body. We have the feet down here. Feet. I'm trying to think. I always think of little shiny things there in the claws, right? Bringing presents for their friends, their kin. Now I know that a lot of times people will kind of align the blackbirds, especially the raven, with this idea of death. But I absolutely don't. When I see blackbirds, I know that I am on the right path. I know that all is well. I know that everything will settle into the place that it is supposed to, even if it feels like it never will. Even if it feels like, I'm far off from a place of ease. But when you see the raven, the crow, a bunch of grackles, or out here we have a lot of red-winged blackbirds. They love to be in the fields, so they're all over. But when you see these groupings of birds, or maybe just a pair, or even a singular, I really do think it's like, okay, yes, check. I am going the right way. So it does feel like you are definitely on your way to where you want to be. And I see the universe bringing you the little gifts and fortunes and, bits of success and indicators that you are doing the work, that you have, really turn things around, right? I remember maybe it's been like 7-8 months ago now. We had some tower moments in the Scorpio readings, and I know there seemed like there was kind of this narrative of difficulties, a lot of kind of emotional fallout because of things happening, the circumstances, and feeling maybe a little bit hopeless in those initial weeks and months. But now, as I have watched these readings progress, it feels like you've really come into this new era of your life. You know what you're doing. You've made some big decisions, and you've stayed the course, right? I think more so than you ever have in your life, you have really married yourself to these kinds of shifts that you have decided to make, okay? And I feel like this could be like a new career. Maybe you've moved to a new place, maybe a new relationship, or letting go of old relationships, these kind of core things, they really are, some of it's the foundational stuff of our life, isn't it? And so, yes, I feel like you are being, and I don't actually, as I'm saying that, I want to stop myself. I don't feel like it's like you're being rewarded. I don't like the idea of the universe being like, oh, here's a pretty shiny thing because, you've behaved well or you're doing the right thing. No, I don't think it's like that. But I do think that because you are listening to your instincts, your intuitions, you are following your heart, your true will, your authentic being, then you are really kind of interacting with spirit, with the universe, more so than you have in a long time, right? And in that relationship, I think that there are a lot of opportunities kind of appearing. There are these wins that are happening. Like I said, success, things really kind of clicking into place. Now, the thing is, it's just not like falling out of the sky into your lap. These are things that you've worked very diligently for. You've really applied yourself. And so, these are your wins. You are doing this. This is your work. And that's a beautiful thing. That really is. So, we also have, again with the Taurus, it feels like we've talked about Taurus and Scorpio a couple times lately. And I feel like, there's something going on. Now I look over here and it looks like a face that looks kind of silly, almost like it's winking. And I feel like this could almost be like a flirty thing or a new friendship or, whatever it is. I feel like there's a really strong connection and it feels exciting. I think you've been thinking about this a lot lately. Maybe it's a crush, maybe it's somebody that you know professionally or is kind of an acquaintance or whatever. But I do feel like you find yourself kind of thinking about this person sometimes. And it's not a bad experience, right? Like you enjoy kind of their energy. And so I think that this is kind of a nice, maybe easy, I won't say it's just like a dalliance. Maybe it is a little bit of a dalliance, but I feel like it's just kind of something that has kind of put a little wind in your sails, right? And so it's nice to have that. It's nice to have something or somebody to look forward to. And I think that this is the case here, definitely. Now, down here we have 22. Okay, we have 2. And we have the Scorpion, of course, right here. So very much in a place of power, right? You're very, very activated. And so, yes, I do. I feel like I'm very happy for you, Scorpio, of all the signs, and I'm not saying this out of, any kind of judgment because I'm surprised I don't have a lot of major Scorpio placements, but I do feel like of all the signs, Scorpio can find themselves in some pretty, it's like emotional torture sometimes, I think. You feel things so deeply and profoundly. And I think that you have a tendency to kind of ruminate about things to the point where it's almost kind of like sometimes you're hurting your own feelings. Like, you all of a sudden it's like a thought creeps in, or you see something like on the social medias or whatever, and you think, okay, I'm going to stop. I'm not going to think about this. It's going to lead me down a rabbit hole. I'm going to spiral. I know that this is not, absolutely stop sign. Don't do it. And yet, click, right? Let's see where this goes. And I think that you can kind of get worked up or bummed out or, even kind of angry and feel betrayed. And a lot of it is the perception of without all of the information. That's part of it. But also I think kind of looking for something to be mad about, right? And again, game recognized game. I know all about this. I know all about it. So, you might not think I'm a very, I don't think I'm a super jealous person, but I can be, I can be. I think as I've gotten older, I've kind of mellowed out. The only thing I really get super jealous about is people who get to sleep for longer than 6 hours at a time. Then I'm like, okay, I wish I'm that annoying person that's like, oh, it must be nice, right? But yeah, I think that, we all do this. And the way that the world is now, we have all this ability to look into each other's lives and kind of see what's going on. And the temptation is there. And it really takes a lot of fortitude to just absolutely not engage with it, right? And so I think sometimes, yeah, definitely this. But more often than not, I think that you have been choosing happiness. You've been choosing your peace over all of that other stuff. You have been focused on the work at hand. You've been focused on getting your life into the place that you envision it being. And I absolutely think that it's all coming together for you. I mean, it is a beautiful, beautiful thing. As I'm saying this, I'm looking at this peacock there, and we all know the peacock's just gorgeous and kind of sassy and kind of can be a little mean, right? Sounds like it maybe is a Scorpio. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, a beautiful, beautiful display. And I think that goes along with that Scorpio energy as well. Nobody is on point like a Scorpio as far as aesthetic and kind of having it together and, just really kind of a, a beautiful apparition, right? Just something to behold, right? And so, a place of power for sure. Got a little coughing going on in the background there. Everybody in the house getting sick again. We were just sick, and then we had 2 days where we were like, okay, we're cool, we're getting better. And then, another round of the flu or cold or whatever it is now. So, I'm following all of the advice I'm getting. It's just, I don't know. You know what though? Every person that has a kid that is around my daughter's age, between 3 and 8 years old, everybody is going through it. It seems like a lot of people anyways. So I guess it's just kind of part of the deal. So we also have, it looks like it says, it says TT. Where's TT? I shouldn't say that so loud. She's going to get out of bed and come over here. So we have T and T. So maybe a name or words that make sense to you together. We have the bird. Oh, yes, the fish. Yeah. So I was looking at this. It reminds me of, and I know this name because we were just we just got some fish recently. And anyways, it's called a Moorish idol. And it's one of those beautiful fishes with the long, and this would actually be more of the top of it, kind of the long, it's a saltwater fish, the long fin on the top and kind of the shorter one on the bottom. But these ones are striped, right? It's kind of like a white or yellow and the brown or black. And I've been so interested in fish because my daughter wanted a fish, so we got some fish, and you know, I love animals, so making friends, making friends with the fish. And so anyways, looking into kind of this whole category of fish, and I will not begin to try to pronounce any of the scientific names, but kind of the bringers of happiness, right? And of course we have the card of happiness, the Nine of Cups. So I feel like we're really just coming into this period of time where there is just an abundance of happiness for you, even if it is just the little moments, and maybe those are the most important. But I do feel like if you look at your life compared to maybe a year ago, right? Even maybe 6 months ago, and just think about maybe the despair, feeling frantic, trying to like figure things out on the spot, just absolutely, you know, not in a place that you ever want to be in again. And here you are these months later, and your life looks so different. I mean, it really feels like the whole landscape has kind of changed. And I feel like there's this sense of great empowerment. Even as I'm saying this, I see we have the wishbone. And so a wish granted, but I also feel like this is kind of a sign of like you've made your own luck, because you have really taken the reins of your life and you have decided, I'm going to do something different. Whatever was happening before wasn't making sense. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of switch it up, try some different things, see what I can do. And I can feel this rising sense of confidence in your life, that you are kind of really the architect of this reality that you are creating for yourself. And I feel like there's just a lot of power there. There's also a real sense of belonging. And maybe for the first time in a long time, you feel like you belong in your own life. Okay, so we have, it looks like 3 and 8, so 38. Ooh, we have a swan. So that is, I feel like the happiness is flowing from the inside out. And I imagine you've heard from people more than once recently, you look so good, you look so happy, like you're glowing, you know. And I think that really there just seems to be a sense of feeling fully in yourself, right? Being like fully embodied, feeling a wholeness of mind, body, spirit, feeling the connection between all of the levels of consciousness and body, and being a manifest being. It's not this very like super separate or compartmentalized thing. It's all flowing together. And I think that that is very perceivable, not only by you, but by people outside of you. And you have a really kind of light around you. Okay. I feel like when people experience you, it's almost kind of like, you know, even somebody who would never like feel like they witness somebody's aura. It's like certain people just they're just exuding that kind of inner light. And I think that you are in that place. And I also think it's like kind of drawing people into you. But I also have like a little caution cone right here and the eye. And I feel like there's a sense of being careful. We also have the moon next to the caution cone right here. Okay. So a sense of maybe even somebody trying to project some kind of image of themselves, like some kind of illusionary thing. And it might be that they even believe it. It's maybe isn't like nefarious, like they're, catfishing you in the real world. But I think that they maybe even believe or buy into their own kind of illusion of self and life and whatever. But I think that you have to be discerning about the people that you're drawing in. Just because, when you start to really, I don't know how to explain this exactly, but when you become successful or when you start to kind of get yourself aligned, when you're starting to feel really comfortable in the way that you're living, who you are as a person, you're seeing that you can kind of, to some degree, control the outcome of your life, the narrative of your life, the path that you are following, that draws in all kinds of people. Hopefully a lot of like-minded, or not like-minded, but like vibrating people, right? People that kind of are focused on their own self-work and kind of on a similar path. But you also will draw in people who they might be unwell. They might be, somebody who has a lot of pain and they don't have, I'm trying to think of how to say this without, it's not that I feel judgmental, but just, I want to be careful about how I say this, but people that don't have a lot of control over their actions or the way that they cope with things, their emotions maybe do not align with the situation. They maybe have like big overreactions or fixations. I'll tell you, even doing channels like this, both my husband and I, he has a huge audience, but here we're growing over here at ULA as well. But I will tell you that we've both experienced this. There are people who have these kind of parasocial relationships with us, and and we might not know them personally, but when you listen to somebody a lot and you hear about their lives and you follow their work and stuff, you begin to know them in some way, right? And there are people who, cross boundaries. They say things that you would hopefully never say to somebody, and just whatever. If you've been on the internet, you've experienced this kind of thing to some degree. So anyways, I feel like when I see this, it's like, be careful. Think clearly about and discerningly about the people that you're letting into your personal life, the people that you're sharing information with, who you are lending your time to, and so on. That's not to say that somebody who has some issues, they don't deserve our time and our love and our care. Of course, right? But we can't do that for everybody, and we have to protect ourselves. So please, just make sure that you are kind of checking out the perimeters of your life and checking in with yourself. And if something makes you feel weird, you don't like it, you do not have to put up with it. Absolutely not. It's a big thing in my household. I have a daughter who's almost 4, and we are, for my reasons, especially because I suffered abuse throughout my life, especially when I was a child, and autonomy and the right to say no and decline people's attentions or trying to, well, of course, like hugging or anything like this, always up to the person, even if they're 4 years old. My daughter she determines who she wants to talk to and all the other, and not a lot of people understand this, but you know what? A lot of us are having to learn this at an older age, and to me, in my mind, I think teach her while she's young. Teach her while she's young. I want her to never know any other way, So, yes, it is a passion for me because of my own experience and because of the experience of many other people, both men and women, that I have known who have, had to endure all kinds of treatment from people because they feel, bad about kind of setting boundaries, or they've been in a situation where somebody's been predatory or whatever. And, this world, it's a beautiful world, but, things happen and we wish that they wouldn't, we wish that things would be, everybody would be safe all the time. It's not the case though. So we have to be vigilant with ourselves. Okay, so let's take a look. We have the Lightness of Being affirmation cards, and these are beautiful. I have 2 other decks that are like this. They're the other elements. Like this is the earth one. Maybe I have 3 other decks. I think I have all of the elements, but these are the earth element cards. And I'm just going to go ahead and we'll flip through and we'll stop where it feels right. And I want to show the art because it is so beautiful. And it says, divine will, serenity, let courage guide you to renewal and freshness. Being relaxed is powerful. Yeah. I feel like this is really kind of that energy. It feels like I said, it was like there was just a time of really scrambling to figure things out, try to decide like what you're going to do. Are you going to stay? Are you going to go? Are you going to change things? Are you going to, try to fix them? And once you had kind of made your decision and got into a routine with this new life or this new aspect of life you had going, there's an ease there. And I feel like there's a lot of confidence arising. And that's a beautiful thing. It really, I feel like there's a happiness in the air, definitely. So, Scorpio, I'm going to go ahead and tell you thank you and I love you, and I absolutely am so honored to be able to bring these messages to you. If you would be so kind as to like the video, it really does help the channel so much. And if you have not subscribed yet, please think about doing that. You can hit that little bell. It'll let you know when the next readings are coming out. It is free to subscribe. And what else? Oh, if you'd like to leave a comment, please do. I have in the community post section the post that I kind of renew every once in a while. It is for those of you who have channels, small businesses, you offer services. Please go over there and advertise your stuff in the comments. link it, let everybody know what you do and how they can find you. I think, we have these little platforms here. My husband's is obviously bigger. Over there at Dove and Serpent Tarot, he is doing amazingly. He's over 200K now subscribers, and quite a community. And over here, we're not doing too shabby. We just hit that 35K, so that is just wild to me. I can't believe that. But we both have this post up, so you can go to his, you can go to mine, post up your info. If you don't have anything to share, go over there and take a look at what people are posting. A lot of cool things. There's a lot of other readers here on YouTube like to post on there, and a lot of them are amazing. I try to look at every single person's work that they post. I subscribe. Anybody who puts a channel up, I will subscribe and I check out the work. And so many talented people, I have to tell you. There are a lot of talented people. So definitely worth taking a look and checking out what's going on. All right, Scorpio, I'm going to go blow my nose because I feel like I need to. Probably sound very stuffy right now. And what else? Yeah, I love you. I thank you. And we'll talk in just a few days. Good night, good night, good night.